Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Broder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 14 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. I'm on a trend, people. I'm on a trend. I've gotten his age right for several times. I have to think about it a lot, but I have gotten it right. Oh, I don't know what it is about that like backwards motion of remembering or not remembering to say the correct words at the right time. How does our brains like decide these things? I don't know. So I'm concentrating really hard to get his age. Um, he he's probably a little more fascinated with age now than he ever has been. Like he wants to know when he's going to be an adult. And he will ask if he's going to be an adult when he's in high school, or when he's going to be in college school. He always asks when he's going to college school. And my thing is, I always tell him that he can do anything if he sets his mind to it. So I fully believe that if the dude wants to go to college school, he is going to go to college school. And he's come so incredibly far that I have no doubt that when he gets, something in his mind about how he's going to learn or decides to work through different things, I absolutely, completely believe that he's going to do it. So, and that's what I tell him. Like, he has to make the decisions to learn and not, like, he's he's in that stage right now. He's 14, and so there's a lot of like changes when we go through maturity. And his voice cracked the other day, not necessarily for like voice change, but it was weather related, or to me it was weather related. And I hadn't even thought about what, like, if his voice would get deeper or different or that type of thing. It wasn't even on my like thought process or my radar. And so when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, we probably are going to go through voice changes as well, and everything. So and explaining a lot of that to him is a little more I always using something like difficult or hard, those types of words, those are hard for me to use. But sometimes there's not a better explanation, because he doesn't necessarily know, like, when I'm trying to, my voice is cracking tonight always. I've got very sinusy stuff happening. He's not like that. Like I said, it's not on my radar. Well, it's certainly not on his radar, because, obviously, neither one of us have been a teenage boy, but he doesn't. He has friends that are more his age level. But, it's not something that they necessarily talk about, or he doesn't know how to process that yet, or any of that. So it's not something, like I said, that was even on my radar to even explain to him. So I don't feel like when it's time that it's going to be a hard process for him, in the sense of, he is changing, his body's changing, and things are happening. You see, I almost put too much paint right there. But he's kind of just gone with the flow about everything. So with other, changes and things like that, I feel like it'll be kind of about the same for him as what he's gone through now. But it's definitely a learning experience for both of us. And that's kind of what I always tell him, is that we are a team, and mommy doesn't always have the right answers, but together we will learn and grow and figure it out. And that's the thing, is we can't just just because he doesn't necessarily completely understand something, doesn't mean I shouldn't find a way to explain it to him. And I've been writing about autism for years and years and years, and tonight I wrote about how he'll put his hands on his ears when he just can't handle anymore, he can't process it. And sometimes I just let it go, and because he needs that time to process, or he needs that time to go back to his game or something. But there are a lot of times that he has to listen. He needs to know about a behavior or a situation or something. And so at those points, that is when I need to figure out a different way to explain it to him or work with him on it. And that can be a process, definitely, for him, that is harder, but needs to be addressed or be worked through. And I can't always let those go. I can't always let those moments just wash away, because he, has autism. Yeah. But that doesn't mean he's not responsible for his actions. He knows that he's not supposed to eat an eraser, and he tried every which way to eat an eraser tonight because he thought it was, he says, funny. And, he can't do that. He can't eat an eraser. And he has to learn that being funny is one thing, and doing something that's not what you're supposed to do is completely different. And it's walking that fine line, because only reason he thinks a lot of things are funny is because I'll say, no, don't do that, or something. And then once he's well aware that it's not something that mommy wants him to do, he then makes sure that he does it, or puts forth effort to make me realize he can do it. So just have to be aware of what I'm saying at all times. And again, that can kind of be hard in itself. I feel like I did a lot of these whimsy things, and they're kind of distracting, but there's not much that I can change or do about it right this moment. So, I can kind of put a little more design on some of it. Oh my. I'm hoping this sinus stuff goes away quickly. Owen's had a lot of allergy things, and I had been avoiding anything allergy related. When I grew up in Florida, and everything made me sneeze, or the blooms, just everything. So I feel fortunate that I'm not anything like what I was, but it's still a lot. So I saw this background and I thought it would be fun to kind of do some of the brownie peachy colors on it. So, okay, I think that's what we're doing. So Owen did have a good day, but, we want to eat what we want to eat. O for Mr. Owen there. And then L and B. He can't wait till our friends come back and visit, and for some reason he has decided that the one got his pilot's license and has a plane and is going to fly him around the blue church that he loves so much to go look at. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to go over when he realizes he doesn't have a plane, but we'll see how that happens. So anyways, thank you all so much for being a part of our day, and I hope you have a great rest of yours. Toodles, toodles.